Hi, and welcome back to the Speakeasy Health Podcast, where we speak about period problems and take a nutrition and scientific approach to help you navigate them. I'm your host, Roxy, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about missing periods. More specifically, the reasons why your period can go missing, and I'm going to give you 5 strategies that you can implement to support period recovery. First off, know that when I say missing periods, I refer to someone who hasn't had a bleed in at least 2 to 6 months. If your cycle has suddenly disappeared or became irregular, and an irregular period is classified as experiencing longer than usual cycles, as well as unpredictable periods for more than 3 months. If you're struggling with any of this, know that you're not alone and you're not broken. And in this episode today, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it. This episode is all about getting curious. We'll look at reasons for why your period could have gone MIA, how your gut is more involved than you think in missing period, and what to do to bring your cycle back naturally. Let's get into it. Let's start with the reason why your period went missing. Amenorrhea, or absence of menstruation, can happen for a variety of reasons. And spoiler alert, is your body's way of telling you that something is not working well. If you're here for other episodes, you'll know that I always say this. Your period is not a given. It's a biological process that only happens when your body feels safe enough to allow you to fall pregnant. When something's off in the body, ovulation doesn't happen, and as a consequence, you also don't get a period. Your body will always prioritize keeping you safe over reproduction, so if it has to choose between the two, it will always choose keeping you alive. This tells us that reasons for missing periods come about when your body feels threatened or experiences an external stressor. This can be a condition, or it can simply be that you're in a hard situation that puts a lot of psychological or physical stress on your body. The list that I'm about to go in is a non-exhaustive list of reasons, but by far, these are the most common reasons for a missing period that I see in my practice after working with over 100 women in helping them navigate period problems and recover their periods. Let's start with stress. There's several types of stress: emotional, physical, or even subconscious. This type of stress can throw your hormones off. Cortisol, which is the main stress hormone, can actually block the signals from your brain that tells your body to ovulate. Undereating or overexercising. If your body doesn't feel safe, whether you're not nourishing it enough or you're overexercising, it will put reproduction on hold, and that will hold off ovulation, which in turn will result in no bleed. That is your body's way to conserve energy. Another reason for missing periods is PCOS and irregular cycle hormones. There are many reasons why follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone don't get produced at the right time to kickstart a new cycle of follicle development. One of those reasons is PCOS, which stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it's a topic that I speak at length about in episode 11 of my podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to link the video here, and if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, I'm gonna make sure to add the link in the description of this episode. The final reason for losing your period is caused by post-pill amenorrhea, which happens when you interrupt the birth control pill after you've been on it for a substantial amount of time. I would say anywhere from 1 year to 2+ years. And it can go up to 10, 15 years. I work with clients that were on the pill for 20 years. When you are on the pill, that severs the connection between your brain and your ovaries. And as a consequence, your brain does not know any longer how to produce the hormones and at which part of the cycle. So it might take a while for that connection to reestablish. And as a result, you can lose your period anywhere from 2 months to 1 year, 1 year and a half. I promised you 5 strategies for helping you recover your period. And the first one that I want you to incorporate is focusing on your gut health. Before diving into any supplements or doing any expensive tests, this is what you're going to be doing first. You might wonder, why should I do that to recover my period? And the reason is that your digestive health is directly connected to your menstrual cycle. Studies have shown us that over 23 different gut bugs are linked to incidences of PMS, more chances of developing PCOS, worsening of PMDD symptoms, and even worsened flares of endometriosis. There is a really strong link between your gut health and the state of your period and that is why it's the first place that I recommend you start if you've lost your period. In addition to the gut being linked to so many conditions, your gut also helps you clear excess estrogen. It tells your body you have enough nutrients for the menstrual cycle to occur, as well as the hormonal cycle and the uterine cycle. All of them 3 important cycles that you need to have happening in your body every month in order to get a period. It also helps produce neurotransmitters like serotonin, which help regulate not just your mood, but also hormonal signals. Think of your gut as the foundation of a healthy house. If it's shaky, everything else will be, including your menstrual cycle. So if your period has gone missing, nourishing the gut is your best bet and the best place to start. And you might wonder, how can I do that? The first thing that you're gonna do is incorporate more soft fibers like cooked vegetables and fruit fibers, as well as probiotics such as kimchi, sauerkraut, or kefir. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go for nourishing meals month long. And I'm sharing my free blueprint that covers a list of recipes that are really easy to make and a list of pantry staples, so you make eating nourishing meals as easy as possible for you and for your gut health recovery. Last thing I would say you can do is incorporate zinc and L-glutamine, because those supplements help repair the gut lining and speed up the process of healing. Make sure that you work with a qualified professional that can adjust the dosage and time that you have to take the supplements for according to the damage of your gut lining. Once your gut got some love, you can do 4 extra things to make sure that your period is gonna come back. Eating consistently and nourishing meals, which goes hand in hand with how you can also support your gut. If you're under fueling, even unintentionally, this tells your body it's not safe to ovulate. Incorporating healthy fats, complex carbs, protein, and other micronutrients sends your body the signal it's alright to reproduce. Let's ovulate and let's do it on a monthly basis. Reduce stress. And I know this is easier said than done, but cortisol is such a powerful hormone, and if we have too much of it, which by the way does not happen in as many cases as people might think, you really need to have a problem with your adrenal glands for this to be the case. But just in case you do, know that it's a really powerful hormone that can actually hinder the production of cycle hormones. And if stress feels too difficult to control, I suggest you turn to nervous system regulation practices. Take it from someone who's tried for years to meditate and journal and do yoga. It's never worked for me, but nervous system regulation practices are a bit more instant, and because you already feel good the moment that you do it, it gives your body a boost to keep and stick with that habit. So a few things that you could do to regulate your nervous system: massage with a tennis ball on tight spots. This can help relieve some pressure and you'll feel a bit more flexible. That can help calm your nervous system. The other thing that I really love doing is dry brushing. You can look for methods of dry brushing online, or you can just buy a soft dry brush and start brushing on your skin, on your arms, on your belly, on your legs, behind your knees, and target the areas that you have lymph nodes as well, because that can help regulate the flow of removing excess toxins from the body. But also just a simple dry brushing activity can really help give you a sense of calm and relaxation while you do it. And a final thing that you could do is dancing and just shaking it off, because it's a really great way to release anxiety, stress, and tension. So as you can see, you are not going to really sit down with a book and write things down, try to release stress. You are actually going to do some actions that take your mind off the stressors and also instill a sense of calm. The next thing that I want you to do to regulate your period or get your period back is sleep like it's your job. Poor sleep messes with cortisol, melatonin, and insulin, all of which are key to regulating your menstrual cycle. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep, or more if you need to, and aim to keep a consistent schedule. Try to go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time, because this is going to train your cortisol and melatonin, also known as the sleep-wake cycle, to support a much more higher quality sleep. In the process, try not to use your phone for 1 hour before bed, because that can make sleeping a bit more difficult. No scrolling in bed, no TV, no laptop. And if you must use your phone to answer some emails or some messages, slap on a red light filter, and I'm gonna leave the instructions in the description of this episode, if you're an iPhone user, on how to activate this red light filter on your iPhone. And the final thing that I would say, and this is really easy if you're in Europe these days because it's really warm, Get some sun. 10 to 20 minutes of sun exposure on the skin will increase the vitamin D in the body, which is especially important if you have PCOS. If you live in a less sunnier area of the world right now, try to get a good quality vitamin D supplement, and my advice, as it was in the case of zinc and L-glutamine, work with a qualified professional to make sure the dosage and the time that you're taking it for is the right protocol for you. So to recap, if your period's gone missing, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Start with your gut health and support your body with nourishment, care, and rest. And know that your body wants to go back to ovulating. It just needs the right conditions to do so. And remember that healing is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about giving your body what it needs with patience, curiosity, and compassion. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope it helped you. And if you think it might help someone else in your life that's struggling with a missing or irregular period, share it with them. And don't forget to leave a review and a comment letting me know what you enjoyed the most about this episode and if you have any questions. You can find more strategies, resources, and support over on my Instagram on Speakeasy Health. See you in the next episode.